Is it in the rule book? Is it against the rules? Yes. Was there an unwritten rule among managers that we weren't going to do this? Yes. We have Spider Tack behind me here, and this has been all the talk of Major League Baseball. And now the talk in Major League Baseball is the reaction from the pitching staffs from across the league, getting into it with umpires. Last night specifically, Max Scherzer and Joe Girardi going at it. This is just the beginning, because we've only seen, 2 days of this where umpires are officially checking pitchers who enter the game, who start the game. And if a manager has a question about it, the umpire has to go and check the pitcher. Guys, what do you think of the reaction from Scherzer? And he wasn't the only one. There was another one last night who undressed even more than Scherzer did.
The A's pitcher that was completely pulled his pants down.
Like David Reed said he would do.
Yeah, I laugh at it. I think it's funny with the way the pitchers are reacting to it. And managers are now using this to their advantage. But it is a way, I'm thinking of this as a way to get into the pitcher's mindset.
Well, Girardi certainly did that. Scherzer was upset with the initial check, and he saw it, Girardi, and then he used it to his advantage. This guy's bothered by it. I'm going to bother him.
What's interesting is Dusty Baker, who is as old school as they come, he was asked about this over the weekend, about umpires starting that check for the substances on the baseball on Monday. And his quote, and I'm paraphrasing, was something along the lines of, is it in the rule book? Is it against the rules? Yes. Was there an unwritten rule among managers that we weren't going to do this? Yes. And then he goes on to say, so I'm interested to see how others are going to handle this. Almost implying like the managers can continue this unwritten rule if we choose to do that. Girardi clearly is using it to his advantage, because if you react the way Scherzer did, aren't you mentally getting into the framework of the pitcher at that point?
Yeah. And also, is there really a reason to check a pitcher if he's being checked?
Right.
Once over the course of those 5 innings.
That's right.
Also, here's an interesting thing. Like, when do you do the second check? Because you don't know how long a starter's lasting, right? Scherzer went 5 innings last night. He was very effective in his 5 innings, 2 hits. So you don't know he's coming out in 5 innings. You might presume he's going to come out for a 6th inning. So when does the umpire do the second check? You might be waiting until the 6th inning.
Well, let's say bottom of the 4th, he strikes out the final 2 batters, right? And the last one's like striking out swinging where the guy wasn't close. When Scherzer comes back out to the mound for the next inning, then you have Girardi, go check him.
Yeah, it opens a door for gamesmanship that Girardi jumped right through.
And then once you have him like throwing his hat, undoing his belt, and
you got him.
You've got him in the dugout.
You got him exactly where you wanted.
In the dugout, he was holding up his glove and his hat, and he was flustered. Now, it didn't affect his game this time.
Well, and he's one of the more mentally strong.
Right, but for a mentally strong guy, he looked like a maniac.
But pitchers a lot of times are a lot like kickers in the NFL, where they're just so delicate. I was going to say fragile. Fragile's not the right word. Delicate with the mannerism and the mechanics of how they go about doing things.
Ritual, rote.
And and if they're not into that rhythm, like their game day mentality is the same every single time they take the mound. If it's not that way, if you can mess with them just a tad, they're off. And that's the difference between the elite and just the average pitcher.
Who follows Girardi now? Do people see that door open and go, hey, I'm going to adopt him? Dusty Baker probably is.
If you've got a problem with a team or a pitcher, you're going to do that.
Yeah.
You're going to utilize that if you're a manager. If there's bad blood and you can throw someone off tilt a bit by doing it, you're going to do it. And Hutton, you turned me on to this, but the Trevor Bauer vlog that you've been talking about for a couple of years now. Watching that, and this is sort of the Paul does not like this defense of it, but pitchers hate the fact that this wasn't done in the offseason. And Trevor Bauer's big on, you said continue doing what you've been doing. All offseason. He's been saying for years there needs to be a uniform rule about it, and now because it's a problem for you, you're causing everyone to shift in the middle of the season.
And a month ago,
that's a problem.
A month ago, he referenced a vlog that he did. And I highly recommend going watching the Trevor Bauer
it's good.
vlog
It's
if you haven't watched it, because it's a weekly episodic deal where he takes you through a season. But this was about a month and a half ago. Major League Baseball seized the baseballs he was using. It was in his first or second start with the Dodgers. So it was like 2.5 months ago now. And he did a vlog about that night where he said, look, I have no problem with it because what they've told us is they're going to take and collect baseballs from across the league and then evaluate them after the season. That's what the message was to the pitchers then. And less than a third of the way into the season, they're now saying, no, in fact, we're not going to wait until the offseason. We're going to do it right now. We're making rule changes right now. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified every time Outkick 360 goes live. We are live weekdays, 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern, right here across the Outkick network. And while you're at it, like this video and let us know what you think in the comments below.